Shane. It actually rhymes with shame. How's that for a thing, eh? So he's posted this video recently from when Whitsett was having a dialogue on Flat Earth Fridays about saying that Walter Bislin is an anti-flat earther, which is a whole new word which they've now recently invented, and that he's proved somehow that the flat model works, which is absolute fucking garbage. Look, it's essentially whenever Whitsett opens his mouth, it's a fucking lie. So even if he opens his mouth and no words come out, lies have already come out. That's the simple truth. Whitsett is a lying sack of shit. So look, Walter Bislin replied on this, and I was stoked. I was like, oh yeah, that's juicy. Good old Walter. He has at least come in, and he is obviously, looking on as Shane is claiming his model and saying that it proves a flat earth when it was designed to show how badly the flat earth model works with observations. So anyway, what's Walter Bislin says here? Whitsett claims things I never said. I never ever spoke to Whitsett. Why does he make these things up? Whitsett and Shane claim that my model does not need bendy light. Now, one of the things that pisses me off about Shane's, he's got these AI things, and he's got these morons who are holding little globes and going, bendy light, doesn't prove anything, bendy light. When bendy light is pretty much everything that is wrong with the model. I mean, you can literally put the targeting range in Antarctica and the light bends from the opposite side of the fucking planet all the way over the dark spot straight into your eyes. That doesn't make any sense. That's completely and utterly ridiculous. And yet Shane defends it. I don't understand why. What is wrong with his brain? Is it mush? It's pure mush. So anyway. So, then how the heck are sun, moon, and stars that are allegedly placed on the flat earth dome, which doesn't exist, visible in totally different directions on the personal atmospheric dome, for each individual in different directions depending on its location? Explain that. My model shows how light has to bend in really, really stuffed up directions, mind you, that the whole purpose of this model in the first place. Why does Shane always disable this feature when he shows his model? Is he afraid of something? How did I calculate the positions of the celestial objects on the personal dome? And how did I calculate the day and night terminator lines and the orientation of the moon phases? Hint: it requires cycles and the heliocentric and globe model. Look up my source code. It can be calculated from cycles alone, because these positions depend on the observer's location on the globe and the heliocentric model geometry. It is impossible to get the correct positions from cycles applied to the flat earth geometry. If Shane disagrees, then show me in his code where he did it using the flat earth model alone. He can't. This is the thing about this particular model, is the fact that, during the southern summer, the dark spot becomes a little kidney ball, and then when it goes to equinox, the sun is half of the pancake, and then nighttime is half of the pancake. And then when the northern hemisphere gets light, it becomes another little kidney bean just over North America, wherever. How does light even do this? It's not possible. You can't go out there and say, oh, light only travels a certain amount of distance, but then it wraps around the back of Antarctica on the other side. I mean, Absolute shit. Absolute shit. Back to the line. Shane said, the tracks are derived from the solar and lunar cycles, and they are absolutely not exclusive to either model. It would be extremely dishonest to claim anything else. Sorry, Walter. Walter Bislin, how do you calculate the tracks on FE Dome from cycles and observations from inside a personal atmospheric dome? If you don't know how light bends from the apparent direction to the celestial objects of the personal dome to the celestial object of flat Earth dome, he's got a very good point there. If our observable dome is that dome which goes over the top of our head, and it's only 3959, which is ironically the exact same radius of the planet. Can't you guys go out and get some real numbers of your own? You're stealing our numbers. So if light is traveling, if we observe certain things within this dome, how does the sun end up on the opposite side of the planet, right? If this is all the numbers we've got to go on, this just doesn't make any sense. It's like if the light source from our vision is at point A, how do we find light source point B when nobody else has seen it? It doesn't make sense. You can't derive flat Earth lights from these particular domes at all. So fucking stupid. Or do you claim that there is no common celestial objects on the flat Earth dome, and every observer has his own personal celestial objects? That would be the only way that does not require physically impossible bending light. Can you imagine having your celestial objects only 3959? That would mean that like stars of Orion are off to the right of you or whatever like that, and they're like sitting over the. If you're in Africa or something, they're in India. You know, the stars are falling into India. Doesn't make any sense. For the flat Earth dome model to work, the cycles are applied to the heliocentric model, and the results are then projected onto the flat Earth. You can't derive the locations of celestial objects on the personal dome, the day and night terminator, and the moon's orientation depending on the date, time, location of the observer from cycles alone. Look into my source code provided on my website. Search, example, the function draw moon phase, and you will see that all calculations are based on the heliocentric model and the observer on the globe. There is not a single reference to flat Earth. It can't be derived from any flat Earth model and cycles. If Shane disagrees, then it could show me the corresponding function in his stolen software. This is Walter Bislins saying stolen software, right? And these guys get all antsy at us for us saying that he stole it. Walter has just said you stole it. That would not use any reference to the globe and heliocentric model. It is extremely dishonest to steal my work and claim anything else. You can find the source code on my website. Google Flat Earth Dome Model Bislins. So there you go. Walter Bislins is expressing why you can't derive the light sources that is shown on this particular model from a flat for flat perspectives based on the personal domes. It's not possible. Now, and I think that the most important thing about this is the fact that he said multiple times here that Shane has stolen his model, and it's clear he's not happy about it. So it's just very dishonest and very like disgusting thing to do for him to go out there and parade around thinking that he's fixed it, when all he's done is he's gotten rid of the bloody disclaimer. The disclaimer that bendy light is impossible. Now, Look, honestly, all these replies from Shane, it's just all fucking like absolute just bullshit. He's just basically just waffling on about like Signac effects and solar ephemeris and stuff like that. He's not talking about the points at all. He's like sending him off on a wild goose chase. It's absolutely ridiculous. Look at this. The Signac effect on the global positioning system. What's that got to do with Walter Bislin's model? What has it got to do with it? You fucking you're just talking shit for no good reason at all. As far as your claims for heliocentricity and predicting motions in Newton's law, this requires solving the three-body problem. I had joked that I wanted to see where you'd solve this in a single loop. The single loop part was facetious. We know this has never been solved, and only simplified solutions exist. Honestly, I don't really think it really matters anyway, because I heard today or something like that Walter Bislins model doesn't even need to calculate mass or anything like that. So you don't need to worry about physics. You don't need to worry about anything. It's about observation. It's about what you can see. So we don't need to worry about how much gravity something has. We don't need to worry about how much mass, what speed it is, or whatever like that. We just need it. We just need it observed and located. That's all we needed. So very dishonest of Shane to continue this charade of his stupid ass map, which I've told him is broken on multiple positions, including the fact that he could not answer at all why the ball on that particular model rolls upside down in the southern hemisphere. He was just saying something like it was latitude dependent. Is that it? That's just a hand wave. That's just saying like roughly what it is, but there's no explanation. Why does it go upside down? Guess what? That's where me and Piper live. We live in the southern hemisphere. So you're talking out your ass. Be honest. Be a man. Apologize to Walter Bislin, and possibly even take your fucking page down because it's fucking crap.